Hi guys, Ken here from Backpacking Light, and today I'm just out here on my little snow scooter, snowmobile I guess, and just kind of wanted to go through some of the gear I use for winter. You know, as many of you know, I live up here in northern Sweden, and you know, we're in December now, and it gets down to well below between -10 and -30. You know, -30 is kind of the extreme, but if you go just like a little bit outside of town, you get that. Today it's about -10, so when I'm on the scooter and I'm driving pretty fast, then it can get down to -20, -30. I'm not sure what the wind chill factor is, but I'm sure it's quite a bit. You know, there's like different kind of gear that you'd want to bring with you depending on where you're at and what your activity is. If I'm just going out like I am now on a snowmobile and I'm just going to be out for a day or two, sometimes I'll take the scooter for several days and I'll bring a tent and a little tent stove. But today I'm just going through basically the clothes that I have with me on these trips. And you can see I'm pretty well kitted out here, and I'm actually kind of cooking because I thought it would be about -15 and it's probably around -5 to 10 now, and it's actually starting to warm up. You can see it's starting to snow a little bit. Now I'm actually out here on a lake bed, and so what I'll do is I guess I'll just start with my jacket here. If you're looking for, yeah, so I just noticed that my last memory card emptied, so I have no idea where it stopped because now I realize I forgot to check that too. So I'll just go ahead and go into my pants here. These are the Mountain Raid synthetic pants. These works great in this kind of weather. Now if it was much colder, I'd have thicker pants on or Gore-Tex over these. And these are just synthetic pants. And then on top, under that, all I have today are my Klima wool pants. These are like I don't bother today with having a third layer. These two just work more than well. And then the shoes, these ridiculous polar shoes. These are called the Baffin Impacts. Now these monsters are tested for -100 degrees. I don't know if I believe that, but I certainly haven't had any issues with them. You know, and I can stand all day when I'm ice fishing, and I get, no cold at all on these. Normally my winter shoes would be the shoes called the Icefishing. So winter, it's just a simple leather with a wool liner that you can take out. Those are great to about -10, but if you're just standing around like this, when I'm doing ice fishing, my feet get really cold in them. But they're great. You know, the Icefishing are great if you're out moving. These I think are much better for like standing still, being on the scooter, or you know, if you're doing like a real polar, I guess, where it's -40 all the time. The only real complaint I have with the Baffin Impacts, obviously they're not something I'm going to have in public, so I'm not going to whine about how they look, but instead it's the fit. Really strange fit on these, because normally with winter shoes what you'd want is you'd want to leave a little bit of space in there for your foot so that the warm air can keep your foot warm basically. But in the Baffins, I find that even if I have a size like 4 times bigger than what my foot would normally be, like I'm normally a 46, and even if I have like a 48 or a 49, there's still so much insulation in there that you can't really have any air pocket like you would normally expect on a shoe. So it leads me to believe that that's how they're supposed to be. So I actually have a 46, and my toes are squished in there. Not like squished because the shoe's too small, but squished because there's a lot of insulation. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be. Baffin makes absolutely nothing clear about how the fitting's supposed to be on the impacts, but seems to work. The 46, I haven't had any issues. I've never been cold in them, even though my feet have been squished in them and that there's no air pockets in there. Maybe the insulation itself is the air pocket. I don't know. Yeah, the little hat I have. I mean, like, this isn't my ultra light kit to go out in the winter. This is like my I don't give a shit, I just want to be warm and I'm on a scooter, leave me alone kit. That's what this is. The gloves is something a little different. This is just a simple 2-layer, and if it's really cold, I'll have a fleece pair of gloves on as well, so it'll be a 3-layer glove for me. But most of the time, 2 layers works just fine. I'm gonna go back to ice fishing, making myself a cup of coffee, and then I'm gonna head back into town. Cheers.